We'll warp to sunrise so we can see. Let's take a quick look at mission control. I only have a couple of active contracts now. I got a surface outpost on the moon. I'll do that, but not yet. I want to do Gilly. Gilly will give me so much science, and then I'll just start to flaff about. So what do we got? Complex. I don't want to do another scanner arm. No, I don't care about that. I don't care about tourists. Don't care about that. This is all I'm getting. I don't care. I'm at a stage where I can actually start ignoring contracts and just do stuff for fun. Not that the contracts aren't fun, but... New orbital station in a solar orbit. 5 Kerbals. Have to have the mobile processing lab. I want to check that it's not something goofy like ton of fuel, but that's not... I mean, if I build something that can hold at least 5 Kerbals, put the mobile processing lab, and send it to Eve, it's going to satisfy this contract, because I will be in orbit of the sun, so might as well put that on. I'm not going to scan a Baobab. More tourists, don't care. Finish construction of a rope. Nope, 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 nope. Build a new orbital station around. Nope. Voila, I don't know. What does it require? 9 Kerbals? No, that's going to be too many Kerbals. Well... Also have the mobile processing lab. Also have the cupola on it. Maintain stability. All I got to do is be in orbit of Eve. Yeah, let's grab it. We'll make our spaceship have this capability of supporting at least 9 Kerbals. We won't put 9 Kerbals aboard, but that gives them lots of room to roam about. Gather, surface deploy, seismic sensor stuff from the surface of Mimbus. No. No. See, this is like... Oh, from Mimbus. Oh, yeah, I still got to do those. 50% of the surface deployed seismic sensor stuff from the moon and from Mimbus. Yeah, I got those things sitting there, so let's grab those. We'll work it out. Okay. Now, let's get into doing it science. Science! What science stuff am I going to need? So... antennas. I should be thinking about antennas. What antennas do I have? That is a very good question. Here we go. Oh, that's probe bodies. Where are the antennas hiding in this thing? No, those are too much. Oh, I think I'm pretty good then. If I have the Communitron, okay. Magnetic boom. Do I have more? Get better probe bodies. I'm looking for more science. These antennas are more than I need. I think I'm good for antennas. Okay. Where's the gravioli thingy? There it is. I want that just for the gravioli detector. Oh, that also comes with all the Convertitron stuff. Okay, we'll grab that. Good. Oh, it also comes with the bigger scanner arm. Okay. Moving up this way. Let's see what we have. None of this is particular. I'm just trying to find the crucial stuff first for my Gilly mission. Bigger cans will never go astray. So there we go. May go nuclear, may not. I have to be a little careful. But nuclear propulsion is definitely an option whenever you're going interplanetary. These are big rocket motors. I don't think I really need that. Tanks. More stuff like that. Come on, composites. There we go. Oh, do. No. Okay, we'll get the nuclear engines. Might use the nerve engines. That might not be a terrible idea. But honestly, I think I'm probably pretty close to what I need anyway. Bigger rover wheels and electrics. I grab that. Don't worry about that. I don't think I really need to worry about the rest of this stuff. So, how much science do I still got? 630. Let's just leave it. We'll leave it. See what the next mission is, and we'll use that for... Okay. Yeah, 2 hitchhikers and a cupola, and I'm already at the 9 Kerbals. So, That really is going to be it. And I can easily, like, you can land anything on Gilly because Gilly's gravity is so low. So basically, I'm not going to build a separate lander. I'm going to land the whole bloody thing. Yeah, I'm sort of... Okay, let's contracts first. So we're going to make a new... How do we do this? Surface on the moon, this one. So we're going to make a new, create a new mission. This is going to be a Gilly landing. And we're going to do the solar. We're going to build an orbital station around Eve on that one. And we're going to do the Explore Eve. None of these have to do with Gilly, which is funny. So, Gilly landing. So we're going to do these 3 contracts with this. We're going to do the build a new orbital station around the sun, build a new orbital station around Eve, and build a new orbital station. Now, we're going to start this off with, right away, the hitchhiker can, because there's 4 Kerbals. We got to have 9. I also need to have the mobile processing lab. And this mobile processing lab, when you go interplanetary, it's honestly broken how much science this is going to generate for us, but that's okay. We're okay. But right now, that's 2. That's 6. We also need to have the cupola module, which is this one. So that's up to 7. Now, right now, this is, although something I could probably get to Gilly without too much of an issue, it's not something that I can get to get through Kerbin's atmosphere. So the question becomes, do I want to put a descent pod on this thing? So, for instance, we could... Here's what I'm thinking. Like, sorry, what's this? This is 2, 5... Oh, this is... No, I can't count. This is 2, this is 6, this is 7. Do I want to put an ascent pod on this thing and bring it along with me? And then just use that to descend down to the surface. So, for instance, somehow just, like, attach a Mark III lander can. Like so. Not necessarily like so, but you get the idea. Or the other alternative is just to find some other way to put space for 2 more Kerbals on this thing. Like, there's so many different things I could do. Something that doesn't look incredibly stupid. Like, for instance, that puts on 2 more Kerbals. It's like an observation dome on there. That's 9 Kerbals there. And then build something that can go up and dock with it. So bring the Kerbals up, dock with it, this thing flies off. I don't know. I'm honestly... Because I only have 4 Kerbals. Why do I have 5 Kerbals? Oh no, I have 5 Kerbals. Of course I do. It would be nice to kind of bring everybody. I might. This might turn into more of a thing than I was intending, but I might build some sort of large orbital, maybe a space plane or something like that will go up and dock with this thing. That's what I'm thinking about. So I need to put 2 more Kerbals on this. 2 launches, yeah. Oh, do a launch, a vessel, and then a lander? Yeah, I could do that, too. That might not be really dumb. Like, you can tell I got no plan. I ain't got no plan. Like, I could put a docking port on this. This might be a better idea. Do a docking port on it like that. And then you build a lander. And just the lander goes down to the surface of Gilly. Why don't I do that? Why don't I do that? Do a little bit of a different idea. I think so. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Plans coming together. Plans coming together. Let's build ourselves, because that's 9 Kerbals right there. And let's build just the lander. So we'll build a lander. They might not go up in 2 separate vessels. Maybe go up in a single launch. We'll see how it goes. So let's throw this away. Let's build a lander. So we're going to build a lander that can hold 2 Kerbals. So we'll start that off with the P. And this is going to be just, we're going to take this out there and we're going to put it on the surface of Gilly. Now to land on Gilly, Oh my gosh. I only have the land on Gilly and come back to only takes about 90 meters per second. You could literally do that with RCS. So I am thinking, what if, let's look at monoprop. Monoprop. Why am I having trouble finding? This is resources. Monopropellant. There we go. Yeah, that's way too big. That's too big. So that is 120 units of monopropellant. And then, do I have monopropellant engines? I do. I do have these little puff engines. And that's right there, 277 of, like, that's already more than I need. So I was thinking it just, yeah. This keeps the weight down too. Alright, I'm starting to like this idea. So what we'll do, I'm gonna get an engine plate. This one that fits here? Nope. The one that's the right size, like that. Will it let me stick this on the end? It will, but I'm only going to put on one. Because I just don't need it. And we're going to stick the bell right in the middle there, just so it looks good. We'll give it a test to make sure this thing is balanced, too. Like so. Oh, that looks... Oh, boy. Where's the thrust? Can I show the thrust vector? I can, yeah. We'll do our best to make this thrust vector going straight down. Just put it right in the middle. Where's my mass? We'll be testing this, don't worry. Straight up like that. And the reason why I put the engine plate on is because that gives me the ability to attach stuff below it, right? It won't be that, but... Okay, that's a good thing for now. Gonna need some reaction wheels in here for sure. But like even with this, oh, I got decouplers every. Okay, this decoupler can be permanently disabled. Boom. But that's 271 meters per second, and I only built something that has a weight of about 2.3 tons. You can build a lander to be able to drop uncurbed to the eave surface. Oh, I could do that. I could do that. But you know what? Let's keep this fairly simple. Oh, I'm just noticing there's a nice circle on the bottom of this engine plate. That might make a good thing for me to try and center this, and combined with that and how strong reaction wheels are. And only for appearances, we'll put on some micro landing struts. The reason why I'm saying only for appearances is because on Gilly you can easily just put it down. Like easy. And we are going to put on some RCS blocks too. This is going to need a docking port. Where can I put the dock? Okay, here. Do this way. And docking port. Yeah, sure. That's okay. That's okay. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of it, but it's okay. It's alright. Oh my gosh, like really, what else? I'm not going to use a ladder on Gilly. That'd be just dumb. I doubt I'll be even really much using this big old engine bell, to be quite frank. And get those landing struts a little lower. These are too big. Why am I having trouble with this? Try again. That's what I was meaning to do. Just want to get the landing struts a little lower than the bell. I could always, of course, just take the bell too. And just tuck it up. I mean, it's already kind of tucked up in there. There we go. Might not even use the landing legs. Power, yeah, oh yeah, I'll put on electricity and all that kind of stuff too. And science, don't forget the science. But the nice thing about using the monoprop is I'm going to be able to just put on RCS on this thing and then call it a day. Like it'll have just one fuel type, which is great. Okay, we do need some form of electrical generation. Probably not too much though. And some batteries. Just trying to get creative with where to put these solar panels. I'm not sure that's really... Well, sure. I'm sure there'll be enough. This thing's not going to use a lot of electricity. And just like 3 of these. Remember, we're going to be closer to the sun when we're finally doing this, too. So... Oh, I can't change the texture on that tank. That's an ugly tank, then. Alright. This is our Gilly 1 lander. Alright, Jeepers. RCS. I knew I was forgetting something. So we're going to use the little itsy bitsy thruster blocks, these RV-1X thruster blocks. Let's put on the center of mass. And where are we going to... Oh, put them right... Yeah. Move these batteries up a little bit. And again, those are... This is 4-way, maybe up here. Oh. Oh, yeah, 4-way symmetry. There we go. Trying to just place them so that they're, you know, vertically. I'm sure that's fine. And then 4 more down below. Oh, wait. Turn off yaw, pitch, and roll. Yeah, this is what's going to be a problem, though, is... Okay, we're going to change the whole symmetry group down here, but one thing at a time. That's 4-way symmetry about there. These guys will go on 4-way symmetry as well. As will this. That should work. Mass off. Alright, yeah. Okay, and so it's got RCS, it's got... I think the configuration of the RCS is fine. That's fine, that's fine. What? The TWR is 0.39, so I can't use this... Yeah. Oh, it needs an antenna. I'm going to use simply a Communitron, and then I will use a relay with the Mimbus. The mothercraft, as it were. So I'm just going to put an antenna here. Oh, shoot. I just wanted to make sure this thing extended fine. Happy with that. Science, yes, of course, science too. But right now, I'm pretty pleased with this. I guess I should be putting on, speaking of science, a science junior. So that increases the height of this a little bit. Actually, I don't like. Let's move these the other way around. These can come back here. Oh, of course, that messes up where the RCS placement is. Okay, we'll deal with that in just a little bit. Science, science, science. We want clearly a mystery goo. And we have our double C seismic accelerometer. We have our... Oh, you know what else we need? Oh my gosh, this is getting more involved. We have our new GravMax negative gravioli detector. We have a thermometer. We have a barometer. Before I forget, because I forgot this last time, we're going to stick in the... Where is the... Is it under cargo? The EVA Science Experiment Kit. But speaking of cargo, I got all kinds of... Oh my gosh, we have all kinds of equipment here. We should be thinking about that too. Any other science? Not do a scanner, not do... Nope, nope, nope. That doesn't work on the surface. We'll put that on the mothership though, the magnetometer. I'm fine with that. I'm just thinking though, let's stick a cargo container on the roof. Just for now. That might not be a bad... But what I want is... I got... We want the goo thing. We want the... Oh, I guess we're going to need probably this antenna. I'm not sure. But considering this is going to be all the way at Gilly... Probably... What's the antenna strength on the control unit thing? The antenna rating is only 500K. This one is 10G. I'm going to go with the bigger antenna too. We want the control unit. We want the passive seismic seismometer, which means I'm going to build some sort of impactor too. An ionographer. Yeah, we'll build that normally. What does this? Erroneous signals from ion generating devices. I'm assuming that that would be good on Gilly. And that is all the equipment. So all this stuff requires power. This requires 1 unit of power. This requires a unit of power, so we're up to 2. This requires a unit of power, we're up to 3. This one requires a unit of power, we're up to 4. And this one requires a unit... Oh no, the weather station we're not taking. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. So everything takes a unit of power. So 5 units of power with a level 2 engineer. I only need 2 solar panels. So 1 and 2. Now I'm just thinking... No, I'm going to have to somehow get this on here too. This thing's getting tall. Or I could use this. Each of these has 3 slots. Can it fit? Like, can I... Am I going to run into volume issues? Ugh, I probably am. Okay, probably better off. Does this have more volume or less? That has more. Okay, maybe what I should do then... I know the RCS blocks have to be moved again. Put them up here for now. Nope, this guy. Here we go. There, it all fits. Okay, I don't need this no more. The ion thingy is just for any planet without an atmosphere. It's like the opposite of the weather station. Thank you. Good to know, Penguin. That's great. So that'd be perfect for Gilly, in other words. So that's great. Okay, so I just went with these 4 containers here. Now I gotta replace those. Just trying to get this thing from not being too stupid tall. Of course, I am running out of room. Oh shoot, I just took off those. That was dumb. Okay, what if slide these up a bit? They all are still different, right? This has got that, this has got, yeah, they're different. I was worried I suddenly would quadruple one of them. Doesn't matter. 4-way symmetry on those RCS blocks down there. That should be good. That should be good. And now find homes for all of this science. Some of it got kind of locked away in funny places. I think there's a thermometer in here somewhere. There it is. Take off that. Tucking stuff wherever it'll fit. There. This can go here. This can go the other way. Alright, so that is a lot of that surface deployed stuff. I still have enough DV after adding all that mass. Let's take a look-see. So, why is the DV suddenly at 0? That's a very good question. Now it says all that time I had this on sea level. Oh my gosh. So I have 410. Like I said, the descent to Gilly and come back is 90. 90. So I have so much DV. This has how many units? 120 units. I could save a ton of mass by simply going to, like, I could cut the amount of fuel in half. Easy. One of these is 20. This is 100. I'm considering losing this whole bottom stage doing... You know what? Just... the heck with it. Just leave it. I'm not going to be saving much mass, and... I think I'm just making it more... No. Anyway, the short answer is yeah, we have so much mass to do. So what I'm thinking I probably should be lighting this thing up. Oh my gosh, I'm just noticing this too. Oh, I hate that. I'll have to rethink. What if that goes there? Just noticed all of these. Oh, shift, hold, up, up, up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, right up in like that. That's where that's gonna go. That's where that's home is. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I did make a couple of changes to this lander that I do want to point out before the end of the last stream. Number one is underneath this docking port, I hit a probe body. That is just so that, let me put that back. That is just so that I can actually put in non-pilots in here, because this can only hold 2 Kerbals, and that way I can put in a scientist and an engineer to maximize my returns. I do have a lot of these deployable science doodads, so I do want an engineer for that kind of thing. I also put on some lights, some blinky lights. I know people sort of have fun sometimes with my blinky lights, but I do find they help me orient the vessel. Like, they're not just completely superfluous, they do help me orient the vessel, so there is some blinky lights there. And then the other thing I want to do, I also added on some more batteries, because I was realizing this thing was going to have to transmit science probably from the surface of Gilly, so I added on a few more batteries just to kind of back that up. But what I want to do is I want to test this really quickly just to make sure of something, because this is completely running on monopropellant. Has enough delta V to get down to the surface of get down to the surface of Gilly and then back up easy, where there will be a mothership for it to leave and come back to. So it's all monoprop. So on the bottom here I have the O-10 Puff monopropellant engine, and that engine is a radial engine. Like, that's the way it's. I just use the move tools to tweak it down so it doesn't look like a radial engine. But the thing is, because it doesn't snap to the middle, it's a little hard to tell if it is really in the exact center of this craft. So what I'm going to do, let's do a quick save. Oh, let's do a launch. And I want to do a quick test to test, is the thrust balanced? There really is no way to really tell without really putting it to the test. Yes, you can bring out the center of mass and center of thrust overlay, but the more precise thing to do is to test it. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the game's console menu, that's Alt F12. We're going to use its cheat functions, and we're just going to put this into orbit. Any orbit will do. We'll just do that. And again, this is just for testing purposes. I really don't consider this cheating. We can put on our lights here. And what we're going to do is we're going to snap this to the prograde vector. We're going to fire up our engine. And we're just going to simply apply throttle and just make sure that it can hold the vector. And you can see that it has no trouble whatsoever. You can take a look at the pitch, yaw, and roll controls. They're actually very close to the center, so this is actually really much better. Now, I did have a circle in the center here for me to aim to, so that might be what's kind of helping with this. You can also, if you really want the ultimate test of balance, is to turn off SAS and see if that's not bad. I probably won't be able to do any better than that, but you can see it does want to kind of yaw in this direction, which means that the engine is a little bit to the, what side would that, here, let's put this on lock. There we go. This will help us out determine. So it wants to go this way. So there is, this is where the lights come in. This is the port side, so a little bit to the port and a little bit to the dorsal side. So if I move the engine a little more this way, it'd probably be better. But honestly, it's more than good enough, so I'm going to revert back to vehicle assembly and we're going to keep going. I actually didn't expect it to be that good. I didn't test it in the meantime, so that went better than I would have thought it would. So let's retract our landing gears. And I guess that's about it. So I thought briefly I could launch this in one vessel, launch the mothercraft in another vessel, and then dock the two together in low Kerbal orbit and head off. But you know what? This thing is going to be so light compared to the mother vessel. Why don't we just do it all in one big launch? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this thing, I'm going to flip her upside down this way. Yep. And let's move it upwards a little bit. And then we're just going to build the mother vessel underneath it. We'll put it all together, launch it all in one go. There we go. Hopefully this will all go pretty quick and we'll be on our way to Gilly in no time. So I'm going to get another Clampetron Jr., stick that on the bottom. I'm going to, now I do have, one of the contracts is to build a new orbital station. Oh, wait a minute. Let's, again, went back to the, there we go. A new orbital station around Eve. And I believe this necessitates a minimum of 9 Kerbals. Right now, this can hold 2 Kerbals. So I do want to make sure I get at least 9. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the cupola module, because I think that's just 1 Kerbal, but I think that's a good way to sort of... Now, does this... Yeah, take the monoprop out because it's not going to need it. Does this have reaction wheels? It does. What's the... I'm not sure if I'm going to add additional reaction wheels to this or not. What's the torque on there? They're 9 kilonewtons, and there's I think it should be fine. We'll go with that. And then under that, so right now I'm up to 3 Kerbals, and then I'm going to put on a hitchhiker can, and that is another 4, so now I'm up to 7 Kerbals, and then I'm going to put on a science lab. That puts me up to 9. So there's the required 9 Kerbals. Of course, this isn't necessarily on its way to Eve just yet. I'm also, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to make the root part this cupola module, so it will be sitting upright when it's on the launch pad. And I'm also, before I forget, going to take some struts, because this is just a docking port hooking all this together. So I'm just going to get some struts going 4-way symmetry. snap on. We're just gonna strut across here like so. Can we texture these maybe a little white? There we are. Okay, that looks good. All right, now this thing's gonna need some propulsion. So, and you probably got an idea of what my plan kinda is because I did make a thumbnail. But the thumbnail, to be honest, is I just slapped something together that looked feasible. Whether it would actually work or not, I don't know. I never tested it. All I did is did that same Alt F12 trick and just Alt F12'd it into Gilly orbit and called it a day. So I'm gonna put, these are just the Mark I liquid fuel fuselages because I'm just gonna run this using a nuclear engine. So we're gonna use the NERV atomic rocket motor. We're gonna slide that on the bottom here. Let's see. Oh, we got to definitely fix up our staging. Our staging is an absolute atrocious mess. That should go there. And this should be on vacuum. So that's 2,862 meters per second. That's not counting. You can actually tell if it's not counting this if I just simply took the thrust limiter off of that. Yeah, it's not counting that. That's good. And I need about... to get Gilly back. Oh boy. Oh wait, and I don't have to think about the ascent descent either. Sorry, I'm looking at my math. 37, 27, maybe even a little less. 2,700 meters per second from low Kerbal orbit to even back. I'm thinking that's all I need. Yeah. All right. So that's pretty good for now. We'll add more fuel in a little bit, but oh, I know what I need to do. Shoot. I'm gonna save this. I remembered to myself I wanted to unlock some additional nodes because I went to take a look at my antennas and my, well, I do have, yeah, I wanted to unlock some antennas. So I'm gonna save this. Let's go back out to here. It was I got 636 science. I wanted to unlock another tech node, but actually while I was also thinking about this, I'm also going to take this opportunity to welcome aboard my most recent Patreon patrons and YouTube members. And we have 60 Plus Maker and Ben Delorier. Thank you very much for your support. And of course, thanks as well to the support of all of my Patreon patrons and YouTube members who do continue to support this channel. And with that, why don't we get in here? And what I was eyeing, I wrote it down, is high-powered electrics, which is this one. Yes, I wanted the solar panels, of course. That's what I wanted. I wanted these bigger solar panels. So this gives us bigger solar panels, and then I'm going to come back up. Let's get in here and start kitting this out, because this science lab, it doesn't tell you. If you go in here and click on its electricity usage, and you start scrolling, if it stays there, there we go. It doesn't tell you this, but while this is processing science, it uses 5 electricity units, whatever they are. I always think kilo, I don't think that, whatever. Electricity units per second. That's pretty substantial, so you definitely want to make sure you have that covered. So that is why I just went in there to unlock some additional solar panels. Now, I do have quite a number of these, but the ones I'm going to use here are these guys here. There's these 8.3 per seconds, and that's 2 of them, so this will cover it easy. I'm going to put them about here for now. Oh, for goodness sakes. There we go. And extend them so people can see them. Those guys. So we're going to use these guys to power it. They each provide 8.3 units of electric charge per second, so that will cover the lab and then some easily. In fact, one of them would have been enough. I also have, these are the exact same as far as terms of mass and electrical generation, so you can pick just the ones you like the most. They're exactly the same. We also have now the Gigantors. These guys, these mammoth ones that do 24.4 units of electric charge per second, that's not necessary, especially considering the fact that we're going to be on our way to Eve, moving closer to the sun, and by the inverse square law, these panels will even get more effective as we continue to move sunward. But that'll cover us as far as electrical generation. The other thing you want to think about with the lab is transmitting science. The lab can hold up to 500 science, and what we want to do is we're going to want to transmit it. So we're going to need to have an appropriate antenna, and I think the one I'm going to go with, yeah, my best one is the RA-15 relay antenna. This will service us very well for Eve, just a single one of these. I'm going to stick just one of them on here like so. It transmits, it is a 15G antenna. I did the calculations, and I actually have a video on how to calculate this stuff. I basically have a spreadsheet, but I know these will be fine. But notice here that it does use 68.6 units of electric charge per second while transmitting. That's only while transmitting. This guy can hold up to 500 science, although it doesn't quite work this way. A science point I consider to be the same as a MIT, though actually it's not, but it errs on the side of caution, so I think that works pretty well. So always for figuring out the amount of electricity I'm going to need, what I do is I take the amount of science points I'm going to transmit, which is 500. I divide it by the rate here of 5.7143 mits per second, 5.7143 mits per second. That gets me 87 seconds to transmit 500 units of science, and then I multiply that by 68.6 electric charge per second. I'm doing this with my calculator right now, and that comes out to be about 6,000 units of electric charge. So I would like to put on about 6,000 units of electric charge on this, or in abouts there. It is overkill. And I got these 1,000 Z1K rechargeable battery banks. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to see. I don't think I'm going to put 6 of them though. I'm going to put, let's see, 1, 2, 3 maybe, like so, and that's 3,000. And if I put on, these are 400 each. If I put on 6, that's another, like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That's another 2,400. So that's 5,400 units of electric charge plus whatever's in the cupola module and stuff. I think that will do us just fine. Oh, John's suggesting a fuel cell. I don't want to muck with fuel cells, but a fuel cell is another option as well. But you definitely want to cover the transmitting part with batteries. I think this will service us. This will service us fine for science transmission and all of that kind of stuff. Okay. The other thing I want to do with this is I want to do 2 things. Number 1 is this thing somewhere. There it is there. I think that's it. The passive seismic. What is that thing called? It's this one. The Grand Slam Passive Seismometer. This is a deployable piece of science equipment. I put one on the moon, I put one on Mimas, and they haven't collected diddly squat for me yet because you need to impact with something. Actually, the impactor, oh my gosh, no, I know what the impactor is going to be. The impactor is going to be this lander itself. I was just about to say, so I'm going to build an impactor to crash into the surface of Gilly, but no, I'm going to use this as my impactor, of course, because once we're done, we'll crash that. Yeah. That'll work fine. Okay, so I don't need to have an impactor. But the next thing I want to build is I want to build a little probe that can land on Eve's surface. Just something that hopefully can get down to the surface, collect some science, transmit it. Not come back up again because that's a different animal altogether. So I'm going to save this for now. We're going to do new. We're going to call this an Eve lander. We're gonna see if I can I have no plan here. I'm just gonna make this up as we go. So we're gonna see here. We're gonna start with an Octo 2 probe core. Biggest thing for this thing is just going to be surviving re-entry, and so I want to build a little science-y probe here. I have no plan. Let's put a 1.25 meter service bay around it. Like so. Let's put in some reaction wheels. Bump, bump, bump. There we are. Yeah. No, the smaller ones. We'll stick those in there. Let's put in... It's going to need some communication too. Let's see. What if... What's under structure here? I went with a couple of these. I know, and I'm trying to keep the weight of this all down. I wrote down for communication, I have the HG, that's not communication. My options are the HG55, a single one of these will work fine for transmitting from Eve, but I also have the DTSM1. But for the DTSM1, you want 2 of those. So either these 2 or this one. How's it deal for mass? Mass. There's what I'm looking for. This is 75 kilograms. These are 50, which is a... You know what? Just for balance purposes, I think I'm going to go with this. And then on top of that, I'm going to put a single Mark 16 parachute. I think that should really just work fine. Just like that. There. And then we'll science this up a bit. Now I should mention, can I get into settings from here? No. Just gonna leave this very briefly because there's something else I neglected to mention. If I go into settings and go here and I go into my settings here and look at advanced settings, I do have this requires signals for control. I had that toggled on before, which means that if I don't have a signal on an uncrewed craft, I have 0 control of it. That was amply demonstrated last week with my my rover. I lost control of it when Kerbal set, and it turned into, well, it was comical. I think people found it fun, but I think I'm going to keep it for this purpose. I'm going to keep it off. And what this means is you have limited control when you lose your signal. What that means is you can still do things like deploy antennas and that kind of stuff, deploy parachutes. You can go from either 0 throttle to full throttle, and you can lock on to the various attitude vectors. And I think that's a better way to do a stock game. Now, in my previous streams, I got used to having that on, like having no probe control on, because I use things like Kerbal operating system to actually program the deployment of antennas and that kind of stuff. Or I would use another mod called Smart Parts, which is also a really neat little kind of automation type of mod that you can use to do that kind of stuff. But I don't have any of that kind of stuff here, so that's not going to happen. So, okay, now, this is, I think, coming okay-ish. I do want to put science on here. Now, this has all got to be science I'm going to transmit. So I have the gravioli detector. I'll have to stick some batteries and solar panels on this, too. Gravioli detector, we have a seismometer. We have a thermometer. We have the barometer. Where's that? There it is. And I'm thinking that might be about it. I don't think I'm going to go for any of these other things. So I could do the app. How big, heavy is this? Yeah, I could put this thing. It's big, but it's not very massive. This is the atmospheric fluid variometer. I could do that. That might work. Anything else here that's worthwhile? I don't think so. I think everything else I'm just going to leave off. No, I'm just going to leave it off. We're going to need to put some batteries on this thing. For sure. And we're going to have to put some solar generation on here too. So I'm just going to stick in... let's see. That fits in there all right. That. making some room for some more batteries. And if this fails, it fails. I honestly put 4 more here. There we go. And oh, solar generation. Solar generation. Probably. You know what? I think I'm going to lose this. I don't care about it. I'm debating whether to go with just a bunch of oxats or whether to go with some deployable type of dealies. I think I'm just going to go with some oxstats. And what I'm thinking of. So again, we're at Minmus, or at Eve. I don't think we need a whole lot of electrical generation. So what I'm thinking of. Just like this. And then we'll bring them out. And I'll grab 4 more. Bring those out, bring them down. This isn't looking as good as I was hoping it would. Definitely not looking as good as I was hoping it would. Can live with that. Maybe even a few more up here. Nah, go the way it was. Just do that. See what happens. This is going to be a see what happens type of deal. Okay, so we'll retract that, retract that, retract that. Retract this. Probably some landing legs. I don't know, or I could just... Oh, this thing's definitely... You know what? Let's forget the landing legs. Let's just land it. I think it just land like that. It doesn't need landing legs. And it's going to need some... thermal protection for sure. I do have a 1.25 meter heat shield. Could also go with the bigger one if I'm worried about it. Now whether this thing would actually... Where's the mass in the lift? That's what I'm kind of worried about. No. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? Go with the bigger one. I'm worried about this thing orienting the way I want it to orient on its way through the atmosphere. So what I'm thinking is a collection of small... Just get the right buttons happening. Just to get the lift up higher. That looks like really terrible, but... Looks a little less terrible now. Yeah, we'll see what happens. So this is the sucker that's gonna go down. Whether it'll work or not, I don't know. So now what I need to do is build some sort of... Oh, wait a second. Let me... Yeah, I have to push it there somewhere. So I'm thinking of just dropping it from... Yeah, let's put just... Where's a really small monopropellant can? Oh boy, it does that, does it? Can we lose the shroud at all? Yes. This is looking funnier and funnier. But I'm thinking, how much mass does this thing have? 2 tons. It's bigger than I think. Okay, what I'm thinking of... It's grabbing some of these place anywhere type of... These guys, how many? These are 2 kilonewtons each, so that's 8 kilonewtons of thrust. on something that weighs 2 tons. Like, I can't. Oh my god, my math. So that's 2 times 20. 20 divided by 8. Am I doing that right? No, thrust. I'm going the wrong way. 8 divided by 20. I think it's going to be fine. There we go. Very Mickey Mouse. I don't care. So we're going to take these guys, and we're going to go into here, and I don't care about yaw, pitch, roll, port, starboard. I only care about forward and aft, and the forward is going to be on the throttle, so I can actually fly this like a... So this is it. This is my doobie. This will be... Oh, wait. I need a decoupler. Thank you for that. This will burn up instantly. Absolutely right. So what I want is a TD dash decoupler, and yes, like so, and like so. So this will go, this will go, that will go, then this will hopefully go through the atmosphere. We'll see how it goes. No, those fins. People don't like the fins. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. We'll see what happens. We'll drop it, and if it makes it, that's great. If it doesn't make it, well, life's like that sometimes. Okay, so we're going to save this. Yes, and then we're going to put it into our... You'll see where I'm going with this. We're going to put this into our sub-assemblies here so we can bring it over to our rock. So we're going to drop this into our sub-assembly zone. And this is our Eve lander. Save. Okay, and then we're going to go new. We're going to bring in our back to our Gilly 1. And the idea of this. Can I stick it on the side? I don't know. This is probably very much... Oh, this isn't going to work with... Okay, I need a radial attachment point of some... Actually, let's just get a cubic an octagonal strut. Like so. A TD dash something something decoupler. I cannot see what I'm doing here. Which way is this arrow? So it's going to stay attached to that. That's exactly right. We're going to turn the force on this right down to nothing. Then we're going to go to here. We're going to grab our Eve dude. Oh my gosh, this is too big. We got to come up with a better plan. There. That's a little bigger than what I was hoping it would be. Is there a better place to stick it? I could potentially just keep stacking up. Like that. Now I don't... Okay, I gotta fix this. This has to now be a separator. Because I don't want this engine clearly blocked. Okay, and we'll... Oh my god, I cannot flip this the right way. There we go. We're going to have to come up with some sort of a fairing to go over this whole thing, but I think that might be the better plan. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Okay, let's get back our right contracts, because I'm going to be checking on those in just a little bit. Okay, and let's see if... So we're getting the beginnings of a Gilly thingy. So what did I say for... I said something in the ballpark of about 2,700 meters per second for this thing. What's its... Oh god, I got decouplers everywhere. Let's throw the decoupler. Oh my gosh. You... Why won't you just move up? Okay. Move. I don't know what's going on here. I'm trying to move this. Okay, maybe if I go the other way. Fine, I'll go the other way. Okay, I'm just fixing up the staging, but it's really being Okay, that's the engine. This is... Let's get up here. This is... Okay, that is... Okay, we got stuff everywhere. So, this is the parachute. For goodness sakes, why is it being this way? Never had that. There! There, okay. That's the parachute. That is the decoupler to release the probe, so I definitely want that there. Then the parachute. That decoupler goes with the parachute. Just the decoupler, thank you very much. There we go. And that... Oh, what's this one then? I am... Oh, there is... I see what's going on. I don't need this decoupler. Okay, this actually can work to my advantage. I didn't realize I put in a stack separator there, so that's what the extra... Of course, that's now all. That is making way more sense. Okay. Gilly thingy. We were on our way to Gilly, building a overly complicated craft. Okay, I think this is something that can work for us. So, next step is to get the right delta V. So I said around 2700. I'm not far off. My TWR is 0.27. I'm thinking, and I just want to again make sure it's not counting this puff engine in this. Not counting the lantern. 2446. No. Okay. So let's add on some of the Mark 0 fuel cans and add on enough till we get to the thrust or the delta V that we need. Where is the Mark 0 fuel cans? That is the Mark 1. Let's arrange these by name. There we go. Mark 0. So, well, given the way I kind of have this set up, let's go with four-way symmetry here. Well, there's 27. Oh my gosh, I'm already in the right ballpark. Okay, let's go with just two-way symmetry. We're gonna change this completely. And there. And just for giggles, let's go a little bit higher. That's 2932. I just want to again look at my budget where I've written this all down, and golly golly, that should be more than enough. We'll finish this off with a small nose cone on each end. And we'll do a little bit of just air. Whoa. That is not where I wanted it to be. Sorry, I wanted that. Oh, I'm going. Okay, that makes more sense now. Moved the wrong one. Okay. That guy. Just gonna tuck him in a little bit just to make it look a little sleeker looking. So they're like kind of halfway in like that. Let's take the solar panels, put them here. Oh, I wanted two, of course. And this can come off. Whoops. Come back. That can come off. And this antenna, we'll tuck it up a little higher. Again, just one. So that's 2,926 meters per second. I got a thrust to weight ratio of 0.25, which is more than adequate. Jeez, am I like real? Of course, I still got to get this thing from the launch pad into curve and orbit, but I'm really thinking this is pretty close to a thing. All right, let's retract these solar panels. Everything else is already retracted, so I think it's pretty good. Let's get into action groups. That's a good plan. So go down to here. Action group 0 is to extend the solar panels. I don't have solar panels there. I don't need to extend that antenna. There is an antenna on this, so I'll extend that. Toggle that antenna. Anything else? Not really. Nope, nope, that's good. How's my gear action group looking? Oh, I already set that up, putting in those illuminators with the gear. Okay. Pretty happy with that. I guess I can set up some action groups for this. So we'll count this one backwards. So on action group 9, I'll never remember this. We'll toggle the antennas. And on action group 0, oh, that's dumb. Let's actually come off of this. Action group 1 is to open up those doors. Action group 2 is to toggle the antennas. I don't know. We'll see what happens. No, everything's in a nice stack, so center of mass should be fine as far as that kind of balance goes. Of course, now, okay, next step in all of this is, oh, I do not have an attachment point on the top. So, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? I could... I was thinking of doing 2 fairings, one for this top bit and one for this bit, and then a booster on there, but I'm realizing I do not have an attachment point on the top here. What I could do... I think this is not a bad idea. What I could do is, if I get my smallest payload... I don't have a 0.625 meter... Oh, that's interesting. Oh wait, that's a bad idea. That's part of my ship. There. If I put that there, don't build the fairing. I'm thinking. Now how high do these, if I toggle on the interstage nodes, how high do the interstage nodes go? Yeah, there's one peeking out the top. That's all I wanted to see. And then I get the tiny little separator. Oh my god, where is it? 12, 18, 16. There it is, 6. Decoupler, that's what I meant. That can go there. This can go onto here. But now I should have a node up here at the top. So, and, okay, let's check this staging again. Oh yeah, this is again a mess. Here, let's just build the fairing. So then what I was going to do is get the... I guess it's going to be a 2.5 meter one. Put that right on the top. Oh, but I need a decoupler. Another decoupler. There's so many decouplers. Another decoupler. I know what always messes me up is that the large, like the small decoupler is actually bigger. I don't know why. Like on the picture, it always confuses me. Now I can't find it again. There it is. Do not put on the interstate, the truss structure. And that gives me now the ability to build a fairing down on top of all this, and then on the top of all of that, I can put on a nose cone. And there's probably people in the chat going, oh my god, what the hell? I'm kind of going, what the hell? But the idea is I'm going to build a fairing down here. I also want to take a separatron. All I'm thinking about is launch. And slide that in so that separatron will go off. Okay, let's see how this I gotta fix this fairing up. Oh my gosh, what a mess. Let's take this out of the staging entirely. Out of the staging. I don't want to see it. And same with... Yeah, that can be in the staging together. And now, if I build this fairing, it should be able to enclose all of this disastrousness. I think I need to go back. Oh, I saw it there. So that was just a way of enclosing all that. Let's really jack up the... Let's go up 6 sides. And jack up that ejection force, clamshell deploy. Let's set up the action group for this. So on action... Actually, let's set up the staging. This is a disaster mess. Okay, so... that... That is that fairing. So in that fairing, that here, action group 5. Take that out of the staging too. Yes, and just move this out of here. Okay. Again, it's really being weird with the... There. Okay. On action group 5, we're going to deploy the fairing. We're going to... toggle that to blow the nose cone away, and we're going to decouple that, and we're going to test this right now. Actually, no, let's build the next fairing and then we'll test this. So I don't know which fairing. Stop it, stop it. There's something being... What is this fairing? Back off here. That... And let's just get this motor down here. We'll fix all the rest of that later. Okay, and then we'll put down at the bottom here a TD-12 decoupler to cover up that. And we'll put another 2.5 meter fairing. And then we'll build this fairing up. And hopefully... I got to get around this antenna. And we're going to definitely put this to the test. Okay, take this out of the staging diagram. Clamshell deploy. Again, 6 sides. Lots of ejection force. And I'm going to put that on action group 5. Save. I just want to have something that will go up through the... I still have to build a bloody booster to go on that. That's going to be fun in itself. Okay. Launch. Just got to test the fairing deployment. People are saying, oh, I love your construction. And I'm like going, ugh. Alright, so I want to... Let's just get rid of those contract windows for now. All I want to do is put on this is push 5 and see how everything... See, that's... There you go. There you go. That was cool. Here goes our nose cone. Okay, I'm very pleased.